Right. So good morning, students. So last class we were talking about the swings, right? So we started with the fifth module, that is swings, Java swings. So let us continue with the same topic. So we started with discussing about what is swings, so why we need swings, what is the purpose of swings, and also we have seen main features, what are the advantages of swings. So once it is done, we have seen the difference between AWT component and swings. AWT component and swings. So when I am talking about the difference between AWT and swings, I said so AWT does not follow MVC architecture, whereas no, swings will follow MVC architecture, right? Now today we are going to talk about the MVC architecture. So we also seen what is the hierarchy of swings, what are the main two features of swings. So today we'll talk about the MVC architecture. See, as I said in the last class, MVC stands for Model View Controller. Model View Controller. So what is model, what is view, and what is controller? Why we are using this architecture? See, as you can see here, the model is nothing but so how the components are no, like I could say, for example, if you have a checkbox, whether the checkbox is checked or not, whether it is checked or unchecked. So that means model is nothing but it is correspond to the state information of the component, state information of the component, whether it is checked, whether it is unchecked. So that is called model. So model is nothing but what is the state of the particular component in the page. What is the state of the particular component in the page? Say for example, if I open new page, what is the status of this button? Refresh button. This is a refresh button, right? What is the status of this button? As of now, not clicked, not clicked. So that is called status. That is called status. So if I click on this, it is doing some activity. It is doing some activity. Then this status has been changed to clicked. The status has been changed to clicked. So this is called model. This is called model. Then next comes view. View. So as name indicates, view is nothing but how the component is displayed on the screen. How the components is displayed on the screen. So when you want to display some component on the screen, there are various factors which are involved, like position, size, color. So many aspects we need to consider. And the last one is control, right? So the control is nothing but how it is going to react to the user. Sorry, how the component is going to react to the user's action. How the component is going to be reacted to the user's action. So let me show you with the example so that you can understand. Let us say, for example, this search bar is a component. This search bar is a component. So what is meant by model? If I type something here, if I type something here, so whether it is responding or not, whether it is responding or not, that is the model, whether it is receiving the input or not. Next, view is nothing but, as name indicates, view is nothing but how exactly it is placed. So whether we have placed in a proper position, whether the size is correct, what is the color we are using, all those things. See, control is nothing but if I type something, if I type something to search something here, say for example SYCE Bengaluru, whether it is responding to my request or not, whether it is my responding to my request or not. So that is called model view control. I'm just repeating for your sake. Model is nothing but how whether the activity is checked or unchecked, whether clicked or not clicked, whether data entered or not entered. That is called model. View is nothing but how it is placed on the screen or how it is placed on the panel, how it is placed on the JFrame. So that is called view. So whether it is what is the position it is placed, what is the size, what is the color, all those things. So controller is nothing but control is nothing but when I try to do something with this component, whether it is responding to the user or not. So that is called controller, right? So this is a basic MVC architecture, model view controller, right? So swings are going to use MVC architecture whenever you are developing the swing applications in Java, whenever you are developing the swing applications in Java, right? So swing follows the loosely coupled MVC architecture, right? So what it do actually with the help of MVC is model represents the components data, view represents the visual presentation of the component, controller represents the how the input is taken from the user and how it is acting according to the data, how it is reacting according to the data given by the user. So this is how MVC will be used in the swings. This is how MVC will be used in the swings. So model represents components data, view represents visual representation of the component, controller represents how the component is going to react for the user input, how the controller component is going to react for the user input, right? So this is how MVC architecture will be used in swings. See, when you talk about swings, basically we should know about two things. One is called component, second one is called container. One is called component, second one is called container. Right? So you can see here, one is called component and second one is called container. First, let us see what is a component. What is a component? See, most of the Java applications, when you are developing a GUI, graphical user interface, so we require components. Components are nothing but your list, buttons, panels, windows, text field, text box, menu item, checkbox, radio buttons, all those things will come under the components. So to place these components, we required a container. We required a container. So what is container? Container is a collection of components. Container is a collection of components. So technically, if you want to speak, container is a component that holds and manages other components. That holds and manages other components. Say for example, in the screen which you are seeing, this entire thing is a container. This entire thing is a container. Then what are the components? This search bar is a component, refresh is a component, minus is a component, plus is a component. So this rotate is a component, right? Page view is a component, read aloud is component, draw is component, highlight is component, erase is component, print a button is a component, right? So that is the difference between component and container. So components are nothing but various items which we are using, which we are developing on a page. Container is nothing but the entire space where we are going to place these components is called container. Container is not going to display items just like that. See, suppose if I want to have search bar here only, so I need to select some layout. There are various layouts which are available. We need to select particular layout. In which layout I'll get search bar here, in which layout I'll get search bar here. So based on that, based on your requirement, you need to select the layout, right? So basically we have seen what is component, what is container. Component is nothing but the list of items which you are going to develop, or components. Say for example, in this screen also you can see messaging is one component, using participants, show participants is one component, using this kind of emojis or icons is one component, breakout rooms is one component, this is one component. Under this I have multiple components again. This is one component, this is one component. Say all together will be fixed in a container. This entire red border you are seeing now, that is a container. See now what is happening here. See, it is not, container is not aligned just like that. You can see here all the students' names are coming in 3 by 3 row and column matrix. 3 by 3 row and column matrix. How it is coming? This is called layout manager. Suppose if I have one more layout, say for example together mode. Say for example I'm going to one more layout. So the first layout is 3 by 3 column matrix. 3 by 3 row and column matrix. See, this is another layout. This is another layout. So like this, whenever you want to place various components in the container, you should follow some layout manager. See, in our syllabus we don't have layout managers. Actually there are various layout managers, like transparent layout manager is there, grid layout is there, flow layout is there, right? Brick layout is there. There are so many layout managers which we are going to use in order to place the items or components in the container, right? So when you are working with the components, Swing programming, it has to inherit various components using a package called javax.swing. javax.swing. So that means if you want to work with components, you need to import a package called import javax.swing. Import javax.swing. Under that, we are going to use the JComponent classes. Under that, we are going to use the JComponent classes. Now let us see few of the components which we are going to use in this swings, right? See, JPanel is nothing but it's a Swing version of the AWT class. As I said, what is the difference between Swing and AWT when writing the program? Only thing is we are going to add J in front of it. We are going to add J in front of it. See, JPanel is nothing but it's a kind of a default layout which we are going to use, which will follow flow layout. As I said, various layouts are there. We are going to follow flow layout. Flow layout is nothing but after one by one components will be created. First one component, then second, then third, then fourth, like that. Then we have JFrame. So this is another component which we are going to use. So it is going to create one frame kind of architecture where we are going to add the components. We are going to see all these things one by one in the program, how the JPanel will be, how the JFrame will be. Then comes J window. This all of you know. So this is another way of representing your components. It is something like a window with border layout, with the border layout, right? See, whenever I am getting some error, so it is showing me one pop-up window, right? So that is called window, J window. Next comes J label. So as already we have seen, when you want to create labels, you can use J label. And next comes button. So J button class provides to create a buttons. So in the buttons, you can give name, you can give images, you can give strings. So whatever data you want to give, you can give. Next comes text field, J text field. So J text field is used to get a single line of text. Then comes your radio button. Radio button and checkboxes, both will work together. So radio button and checkboxes are nothing but the buttons and checkboxes which we are going to use. The buttons and checkboxes which we are going to use. Can any one of you tell me what is the difference between radio button and checkbox? What is the difference between radio button and checkbox? Yes, or both of them are same, or is there any difference? Radio button and checkbox. Yes, you are using various places, right? Radio buttons and checkboxes you are using in various places. What is the difference?
Sir, as far as I know, radio button we can only choose one, and checkbox we can choose more than one.
Very good. So that is the major difference. Very good. See, radio button is like a one item select. That means you can choose only one item. Whereas in checkbox, you can choose multiple items. See, when you have multiple items to select, then you need to go for the checkbox. When you have only one item to get selected, then you need to go for the radio button. Very good. Then comes your combo box. Right. So combo box is nothing but it is your drop down list. It is your drop down list. You might have seen various elements, right? So this is one of the drop down list. Let me just 1 second. I'll go and show you. Gmail I'll open. Yeah. So let me just go here. Not this one. Yeah. So let me go to use another account, then go to create account for myself. Yeah. So this is a text box. This is a text box. This is a text box where I can enter one line of text. So this is also text box. This is a text box. This is a text box. And this is a checkbox. So checkbox, either you can select one item or multiple items. So you may ask, sir, can I put radio button here? Aram se you can put. There is no harm in that. You can put the radio button. I'm just giving some sample ID. We'll check sample 1. Okay, sample1 at gmail.com. So it is not rare, so we'll take some other name. I'll just create one. Okay, you can see exception handling here. So this is the exception handling. Use 8 or more character with mix of letters, all those things it is telling now. That is the exception handling. So I'm just going to take some password. Then what I'm doing, so if I want to show the password, you can see that. So that is a checkbox. Then I can go for it. Okay, it should be 8 characters. So this is the exception handling. I gave only ABC at 1, 2, 3. So it's almost like 7 characters. So I should give one more. So let me give one more character. Then go to next. Yeah. So this is another text box, right? Next, you can see here. This is a drop down list. This is how drop down list will be. Or this is also another drop down list. This is another drop down list, right? So we can also create this combo box or drop down list using JComboBox keyword or JComboBox object. Then comes the J list, right? So when you want to select multiple items, then we'll go for the J list. So J list can be populated using either array or vector. Then comes the menu bar, J menu bar, right? So what is J menu bar? You can see here, right? So there is multiple menus. Okay, might not be here. Yeah, you can see here. This menu bar you want to create, you can create in Java using Swings J menu bar option. Then comes J menu item. See, there will be some items which we need to incorporate, right? Here also you can see. So when I go here home, there is some items will be there. Share, some items will be there. When I click on view, no, there are few items like this. So those things can be done with the J menu item. Then comes J option pane. J option pane. So what is J option pane? It is like a pop-up menu. It is pop-up dialog box, not menu, pop-up dialog box. Whenever you want, so you can pop up the window, Sometimes what will happen, I'll be taking class, someone will be adding to the class. Then I'll get a pop-up saying that someone is waiting at lobby. So that is called J option pane. Next comes the J panel. So J panel is a lightweight container. So J panel is a container. Within this, we are going to put all the components. Then comes J password field. See why we require J password field? What is the difference between text field and password? Password field. Text field. No, yes. Why we need to password when we have
Sir, your voice is breaking.
for all of you, other students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about other students?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, there is a
Just a
little
minute.
lag.
Okay. Just a minute. Now is it clear? Could you able to listen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. See, what I'm asking is, when we are creating a text field, we can use same text field for the password field also. But why we need to create separate password field? What is the difference between text field and password field? Right. So I'm talking about the text field, right? First, we have seen the text field. There is an option called text field where you can enter the one line of text. Same thing I can use for the password field also. But why I'm not using that? Why I'm going for the separate password field? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of password field?
Security, sir.
Security. How the security is going to come? Security is correct, but how it is going to come?
It will be confidential.
Okay. See, more than it will be confidential. You have seen, no, previously when I entered something here, password, it is coming in the form of dots. It is not showing unless I select it. Unless I select it, it is not showing. If I don't select it, it is showing this. See, this is the password field, whereas this one is text field. Whatever data you are going to enter in the text field, it will be visible. Whatever data you are going to enter in the password field, it will be hidden. It will be hidden like this, either with the dots, either with the stars, hyphen symbols, whichever symbol you want to use, you can use it. So this is the difference between text field and password field. So text field, the data will be visible. In the password field, the data will be hidden, right? So this is another component which we can use in the Java. Next comes the pop-up menu. A pop-up menu. So same like your pop-up window, we can also create a pop-up menu. So what is pop-up menu? See here, if I go here, if I click on some share, one menu is getting popped up, right? Okay, sorry. Yeah, if I click on view, so what is happening? One menu is getting popped up. So this is called pop-up menu. This is called pop-up menu. See, these are the various components which we are going to use in Swings. So you can use all these things to create a forms like this. See how they have created this form? They have not done any wonders. They have used the various J components. See, this one is developed, I think, with HTML or PHP. That is a different story. But if you take Java, by using Swing components, you can develop this page. You can develop this page. Once it is done, I'm writing a button called next. So when I click on next, let me just give this one. Click on next, what is happening? It is taking me to the next page. So this is called event handling. That is what we are going to study next. This is called event handling. So when I click on next, it is going to the next page. That is called event handling. If I click on next, something is missing, it is showing missing. So that is called event handling, right? Now in this page, you can see various example, text boxes, buttons, password field, right? Labels. This is also one label which we can use, right? So this is how various components can be created using the Swing components in Java. Using the Swing components in Java. How we are going to create? Practically we are going to see. First today we'll see theory, next class we are going to see the practical. See, when I'm telling that there is a container. What is container? Container is a combination of components. Container is a combination of various components. So when you are developing a containers in Java, there are two types of containers. One is called top level containers, lightweight containers. Top level containers and lightweight containers. So what is meant by top level containers? So there are various containers which we'll use in Java. The top level containers are JFrames, JApplet, JWindow, JDialog. So these are all the top level containers. See what is JFrame, how it looks, what is JApplet, how it looks, what is JWindow, how it looks. Those things we'll see when we execute the programs. When we execute the program, we are going to see that. So now, whenever you are creating a container, we are going to use either JFrames or we'll use JApplets or we'll use JWindows or we'll use JDialog. So how they are going to be inherited? They will be inherited properties from a class called JComponent. JComponent. So basically all these things are going to take the features of AWT components and containers. Why we are going to use these top level containers, why we are not using in real time is because they are very heavyweight. They are very heavyweight. Then what we need to do? So we need to use alternative lightweight components we need to go for, right? So before going to see the lightweight components, we also have a special container called JRoot pane. JRoot pane. So what is JRoot pane is? JRoot pane is a container. It's a space. See, container means don't get confused. Container is nothing but the layout, the final layout, which you are seeing now within this red color border. This is called container. How we are going to place the components? So that is what we are going to do from our side as a programmer. So JPane is another special type of container where we are going to have various types in that. One is called glass pane. Glass pane is nothing but a transparent. It is a transparent instance. Next is layered pane. So as name indicates, so every component will be in the form of layers, different layers, like your menu bars, etc., etc. We have seen now here. This is one layer. When I click on this, some layers are coming. This is one layer, this is one layer, third, fourth, fifth, like that. So you can also create like a layered pane. Third one is content pane. Content pane. So what is content pane? Which is going to hold the components in a visual fashion. Like however you want, you can modify the content pane. So first one is glass pane. Glass pane is nothing but, so it is a transparent pane which we are going to use, right? So what is transparent pane? So when you come here, if you see view here, nothing is there. It is very transparent. No one will understand until unless we click on this. Otherwise, we don't know whether submenus are there or not. So this is called transparent pane. Next one is called layered pane. When I click on this, there are menus which are coming like this, components. This is called layered pane. And last one is content pane. What is content pane? So however you want to order your menus, you can order it. See, if you click on this, here we have only one menu. I mean one component. Here we have two components. Here we have three components. Here again two components. So this is called content pane. So these are the various three types of special panes which we are going to use. One is called glass pane. Second one is called layered pane. Third one is called content pane. So which format we are going to use? Now the question is, we have so many formats. We have frames, we have applet, we have windows, we have dialogues, we have JRoot pane. Which one we are going to use in real time? See, depending on your requirement, we are going to use whichever format you want. Say for example, here in this example, Windows 10 has used some layout like this. Some layout like this. But when I go to online, say for example, I'm just going to online. Chrome, I use one more format, right? So these are the various formats which are available. See, as a student, we need to understand what are the various formats available. And see, you can see here, this is another format. So there, if I click on view only, I'm getting it. But here already something is there. When I click on it, immediately I'm getting it. This is another format. This is another layout which we are going to use. See, why we are going to use swings is you can create all these things using swings. You can create this scroll bar. You can create this adjustment bars or whatever you call it. You can create all these layouts, menus, submenus, etc., etc. So which layout is this? Whether they have used JFrame, whether they have used JRoot pane. So all those things you need to decide. As a programmer, we need to decide which one to use based on your requirement. Based on your requirement. So all these are heavyweight components. And coming to the lightweight components, so the lightweight component which we are going to use in Java is JPanel. So JPanel is the one of the lightweight container which we are going to use in Java. So what is meant by lightweight and heavyweight? So lightweight and heavyweight is nothing but depending on the components or depending on the container which we are going to use, how fast can we access the menus? How fast can we access the components? So based on we are going to decide whether it is lightweight or heavyweight. How fast we can access it. Based on that, we are going to decide whether it is a lightweight component or heavyweight component. Say, for example, if I click on this, see how fast I'm getting it. See, you can see the quick reactions, right? You can see the quick reaction. So these are only lightweight components. Say, for example, if I click on audience or show participants, if it is taking 2 to 3 minutes, to open this participants list, then what is the purpose of writing the program? Then it will become heavyweight components. So based on the requirement, based on your need, you need to select whether to go with the lightweight, heavyweight, and which architecture I need to follow, which layout I need to follow, right? So swings are going to give this freedom. So till now what we have studied is what is meant by MVC architecture, what are the various components, and what is meant by container and component in Java swings, right? Any doubt in this? Any question in this? Any doubt or question before we go further?
No, sir.
Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So let us go further. See, if I want to work now we have seen theory. Now let us see the practicals. If I want to work on Java, what are the various packages I need to import? So the main package or major package is javax.swing. Then you have various sub packages. Not only this, we have various sub packages which you can use based on your need. Say, for example, if you want to work with the event handling, then you will go for the javax swing.event. Say, for example, you want to work on the platform based integration or interface creation, then you go for plap.basic. When you want to create a table, you will go for table. When you want to create a border, you will go for border. When you want to create a tree structure, you will go for the tree structure. So various packages based on the requirement we are going to use. See, you can see here, there are so many packages which are available. See, in your exam, there is a possibility that they'll ask what are the various packages which we use in the swings. So you need to remember at least 5 to 6 and then explain what they are going to do. My suggestion is remember easily. Remember easily so that you can write in the exam. So when I want to create platform or interface, then I'll go for plaf. When I want to go for event triggering, I'll go for event. When I want to go for color chooser, then I'll go for color chooser component, border recreation, border component. Like this, you can take 5 to 6 or 10 components which you can remember. So this is a theory, you can prepare it. I don't want to, you don't want me to explain, I know that. So let me go further. So how to create a swing application? How to create a Java swing application? See, there are 2 ways we are going to create a swing application or swing program. One is using create a direct swing application, or you can also create swing as an applet, See, what is meant by applet? Applet is nothing but browser based application. See, till now we have seen the desktop based. When you want to develop browser based application, that is web application kind of thing, then you can go for the applet. When you want to run your Java program through browser, then we need to go for applets. When you want to run your program through desktop, you can directly develop the swing application, right? So this is how we are going to create the 2 different ways to create the swing applications. So this is one of the program to create the one swing. So after executing this particular program, you will get output like this. Now you can see this is one layout. This is a container. See, I want all of you to observe this. This is a container. The blue color portion which you are seeing is a container. Within this, I have created one label, one data we have created. So the gray color portion is called components. Within the gray color portion, we are going to have the components. The blue color portion is the container. So within the container, we are going to have so many components. Here we have taken only one component, but in general, we will be having so many components. So let us see one more example. You can see here. So this is another component. This is a component where I have three labels: applet, hello, welcome, Apple started. This is a container. So a container is going to have a components which are embedded into it, right? So I'm just going to stop here. I'm not going to execute, program and explain you. In the next class, we will see how to execute Swing programs, either using applet method or using normal method. Then how to handle the events, because this is very important. How to handle the events. When I click on the button, what is going to happen? When I delete the button, what is going to happen? Those things we are going to see with the example. So tomorrow class, it will be fully hands-on session where I'm going to explain you how to work with the JSwings with the event handling also. JSwings with event handling, right? So